Hi, welcome again to another edition of the Bell Performance Video Blog. I'm Eric Bjornstad with Bell, and today we're going to talk about a blog that we did back on July the 4th, Independence Day. On Independence Day, you think about all things American. That is, if you are an American. We do have some people from across the sea that do pay attention to the Bell blog and what we put on the website. But July the 4th, we put out a blog talking about Shell importing ethanol. Now, the big thing about ethanol, the big thing that the ethanol industry had pushed as its big advantage, was that it was going to help wean us off of foreign oil, because ethanol was American-made. It was made from corn. It employed American farmers. American-made, homegrown in the USA. We're going to mix it into our fuel. We're going to use less oil. We're going to stop sending so much money over to the Saudis and Hugo Chavez and those people that hate us. And it's going to be a win-win for everybody. Well, you may have seen on the TV some commercials recently, somewhat of an advertising blitz, where Shell has specifically been trumpeting the fact that they are bringing in ethanol from Brazil. Now, Brazil's been making ethanol for a long, long time. Brazil has some inherent advantages over the United States when it comes to growing sugarcane. They don't make it from corn, they make it from sugarcane. And they're pretty efficient in their processes. Now, like I said, they have some advantages. The big advantage that they have, which we, no matter how we try, we can't touch this. It's the fundamental difference, is Brazil's geographic location on the globe means that because they're so close to the equator, they just get more sunlight than we do. And when you think about it, corn and sugarcane and the whole thing about ethanol, ethanol is simply the conversion of solar energy into chemical energy that, if you put it in gasoline, becomes energy combusted inside of an engine. So, Brazil has all this ethanol. Shell has partnered with a Brazilian company called Raizen, R-A-I-Z-E-N, and they are now announcing that they're importing ethanol. Well, imagine the surprise for I don't know how many people who have always thought that, they may not like what ethanol does in their car. They may not like the way it screws up their lawnmower or their small engine, but they say, well, it's here, and I'm going to be patriotic because, at least it's helping American farmers. Well, Shell is going around with this big advertising campaign that, hey, we're importing Brazilian ethanol. Now, one of the first things that brought this to our attention, we were receiving some inquiries here at the Bell office by some people who asked us, they said, hey, we heard that Shell's importing Brazilian ethanol. Is there any difference between Brazilian ethanol and United States ethanol? In fact, one person mistakenly thought that the ethanol from Brazil, because it was made from sugarcane, it didn't damage their engine. It didn't do any of the bad things that American-made ethanol did. And unfortunately, we had to break the bad news that is really not the case. Ethanol is ethanol. Doesn't matter if it's made from sugarcane or sugar beets like it is on the other side of the world, or switchgrass or corn. Ethanol is always the same. The Brazilian ethanol causes the same problems that American ethanol causes. So, anyway, we'll keep an eye out on what the import-export situation is for Shell bringing in Brazilian ethanol, and hopefully, they might start getting some bad feedback from American consumers who don't really like a company bringing in foreign ethanol when there is homegrown American ethanol here at home. So, anyway, that is it for this edition of the Bell Performance Video Blog. I am Eric Bjornstad, wishing you a very good night, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.